I'm about to tell you something that will make you angry. Everything you think you know about power, it's a lie. You think you're dangerous because you read the 48 laws of power. You think you're strategic because you watched a YouTube summary of Machiavelli. You walk around quoting the prince like it's scripture. But here's what you don't know. Machiavelli is baby food. Let me ask you a question. Are you a prince? Are you currently besieging a fortress in 16th century Italy? Are you deciding whether to execute a rival mercenary captain? Are you taxing peasants and moving armies across borders? No. You are an accountant. You are a student. You are a middle manager trying not to get fired. You're someone's boyfriend, someone's employee, someone's chess piece. Machiavelli wrote for princes. His advice is about statecraft, moving armies, holding cities, executing traitors in the town square. It is brilliant. It is epic. But for you, it is completely useless. You are not fighting that war. You are fighting a different war, a quieter war, a psychological war. You are fighting in the break room where your co-worker is sabotaging you with a smile, at the family dinner table where your sibling is undermining you with jokes, in the DMs where someone is testing your boundaries, in the boardroom where your boss is deciding if you're weak. In your war, Machiavelli is too loud. He is too obvious. He is too clumsy. There's a man whose name you've never heard. A man so psychologically precise that the darkest philosophers in history became obsessed with him. Arthur Schopenhauer, the most pessimistic man who ever lived, learned an entire language just to read his work. Nietzsche called him incomparable. And you don't even know his name. Not for long. His name is Baltasar Gracián. He didn't write about conquering cities. He wrote about conquering minds. To understand the weapon, you must understand the forge. The year is 1647. The place is Spain, the Spanish Golden Age. To the outside world, Spain is the apex of civilization. It is gold from the Americas. It is silk, art, cathedrals, and empire. It is glamour. But that's the mask. Peel back the silk curtains, and you'll find what Gracián found every single day. A rotting carcass. The Spanish court was a viper pit. It was crawling with spies disguised as friends, social climbers wearing loyalty like a costume, noble families sabotaging each other for scraps of influence, sycophants who smiled while they poisoned your wine. Everyone was polite, everyone was charming, and everyone was holding a dagger behind their back. Baltasar Gracián lived in this war zone, and he wasn't some naive monk hiding in a garden praying for peace. He was a Jesuit priest. Now, stop. Forget everything you think you know about priests. In the 17th century, the Jesuits were the intellectual special forces of Europe. They were the Navy SEALs of the mind. They studied Greek and Latin, theology and philosophy, espionage and statecraft. They were advisors to kings, confessors to queens, the invisible hand behind every major decision in Europe. Gracián was a chaplain in the Spanish court. He had a front row seat to the game, and he watched good men get destroyed. Not because they were weak, not because they were stupid, but because they were naive. They thought the world was fair. They thought hard work would be rewarded. They thought people meant what they said. Gracián watched them get chewed up and spit out, daily, weekly, year after year. And he realized something. Being good is not enough. You have to be smart. So he wrote a book, not to teach you how to go to heaven, the Bible does that, but to teach you how to survive on earth. He called it The Art of Worldly Wisdom. This book is dense, not dense with jargon, not dense with academic nonsense, dense with psychological weapons. Gracián was a master of conceptismo, the art of packing maximum meaning into minimum words. In the Baroque period, this was the ultimate flex, proof of intellectual dominance. If you needed 3 pages to explain an idea, you were considered sloppy, amateur. If you could destroy someone's worldview in 1 sentence, you were a master. This is why Schopenhauer loved him. This is why Nietzsche admired him. Gracián doesn't waste your time. He doesn't explain the fortress. He hands you the weapons and says, "Be at it." The book contains 300 maxims. Not suggestions, not advice, commands, tactical orders for your brain. Today, we're covering the 3 most lethal. The 3 that will fix the 3 biggest mistakes you're making right now. 1. The mistake of vulnerability. Why showing your wounds gets you killed. 2. The mistake of oversharing. Why your mouth is your worst enemy. 3. The mistake of being too useful. Why they discard you after you help them. These aren't tips. These are survival protocols. Let's begin. Maxim 145. Do not show your wounded finger, for everything will knock up against it. Imagine you wake up with a deep cut on your thumb. It's bleeding. It hurts. But you don't bandage it. You just leave it exposed. What happens? You bump it on the doorframe. Pain. You catch it on your zipper. Pain. Your friend tries to high-five you and smashes directly into it. Agony. The wound attracts pain. Even people who love you will hurt you. Not because they're evil, but because you showed them where to hit. Now apply this to psychology. The vulnerability cult. We live in the age of the vulnerability cult. You've been brainwashed by HR departments telling you to bring your whole self to work. LinkedIn influencers crying about their journey. Therapists telling you vulnerability is strength. You think if you show your wounds, people will respect you, connect with you, help you. Gracián says, you're wrong. The office. You're in a meeting. You say, I'm so tired. I've been working late every night. I'm really struggling with this deadline. What does your boss hear? He's weak. He's overwhelmed. He can't handle pressure. Do not promote him. What do your colleagues hear? He's complaining. He's unstable. I can't rely on him. The relationship. You're on a date. You say, I'm so anxious about this. I haven't dated in a while. I'm worried I'm not good enough. My ex really messed me up. What do they hear? Red flag, insecure, baggage. I should leave now. The friendship. You're at drinks with friends. You say, I feel like everyone's doing better than me. I'm so behind in life. I don't know what I'm doing. The kind friends feel awkward. The cruel friends, they just found your weakness, the dark reality. When you show your wounded finger, clumsy people bump into it by accident. They don't mean to hurt you, but they do. Malicious people target it on purpose. They know exactly where to punch. The fix. Bandage your wounds in private. Cry in your car. Journal at home. Talk to your therapist. But when you step into the world, your office, your family, your social circle, you wear armor. You project composure, stability, strength. People trust rocks. They abandon sinking ships. Stop bleeding in the water. The sharks are circling. Maxim 222. Reserve is proof of prudence. The tongue is a wild beast. Once let loose, it is difficult to chain. Let me ask you something. Why do you talk so much? Think about your last conversation, your last meeting, your last argument. How much of the time were you talking? 60%? 70%? 90%? You think you're being helpful, engaging, charismatic. Your mouth is your enemy. The pulse of the soul. Gracián says the tongue is the pulse of the soul. Smart people, your boss, your rivals, manipulators, they're not listening to your words. They're diagnosing you. They're checking your pulse. And if you're babbling, you're sick. When you talk too much, you reveal what you fear, what you value, what you lack. You hand them the keys to manipulate you. The information war. Every word you say is intelligence you're giving away for free. The workplace. Your boss asks, How's the project going? The talker says, "Oh man, it's so stressful. I'm working late every night. The team isn't communicating. I'm not sure we'll hit the deadline. I'm doing my best." What the boss hears. He's overwhelmed. He blames others. He's not in control. Do not give him more responsibility. The silent one says, "On track. I'll send you an update Friday." What the boss hears. He's in control. He's competent. I can trust him with more. The negotiation. You're negotiating a salary. The talker. "Well, I really need this raise because my rent went up and I've got student loans, and honestly, I feel like I'm underpaid." What they hear. He's desperate. I can lowball him. The silent one. "Based on market rate and my performance over the past year, I'm requesting X. Let me know your decision by Friday." What they hear. He knows his value. He's not desperate. I need to take him seriously. The interrogation. Someone accuses you of something. The talker. "What? No, I would never. Why would you even think that? That's so unfair. I can't believe you'd say that. Let me explain everything." What they hear. Guilty, defensive, hiding something. The silent one. That's not accurate. What they hear. Confident, unbothered, possibly innocent. The dark truth. The person who talks the most in a room usually has the least power. Why? Because they're uncomfortable with silence. They're desperate for approval. But powerful people? They let the silence hang. They watch you squirm. They watch you fill the void. And when you start babbling to fill that silence, you reveal everything. The fix. Chain the beast. In your next interaction, ask a question. Let them answer. Stop talking. Let the silence sit for 3, 4, 5 seconds. Watch what happens. They'll keep talking. They'll fill the void. They'll reveal their wounded finger. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a weapon. The person who speaks the least controls the room. Maxim 211. This last one, this is the one that's going to hurt. This is the reason you work 60-hour weeks and get nothing in return. This is the reason you're the reliable friend who never gets invited. This is the reason you're taken for granted. When you satisfy the thirst, you turn your back on the well. The desert, imagine you're walking through a desert. You're dying of thirst. Your lips are cracked. Your throat is burning. You find a well. In that moment, you worship that well. You love it. You drink deeply. You're saved. But the second your thirst is gone, you turn your back on the well. You keep walking. You don't say thank you. You don't look back. You forget it. This is human nature. We only value things as long as we need them. The workplace tragedy. The perfect employee. You're the person who solves every problem, finishes every task completely, makes yourself 100% available, automates systems so they run without you, trains everyone so thoroughly they don't need you anymore. You think you're being valuable. You think they'll appreciate you, promote you, reward you. What actually happens? You get fired, or worse, you get ignored, passed over for promotion, paid less than people who do half your work. Why? Because you're no longer needed. You satisfied their thirst, so they turned their back on you. The friendship trap, the always there friend, you. Drop everything when they call, gives advice for free, solves all their problems, lends money without asking for it back, cancels your plans to be available. You think you're being a good friend. What actually happens? They stop calling. They stop inviting you. They stop respecting you. Why? Because you're predictable. You're a utility. You're boring. There's no mystery, no challenge, no thirst. The relationship death. The partner who gives everything are you. Plan every date, solve every conflict, sacrifice all your needs, are endlessly patient and available, make their life too easy. You think this is love. What actually happens? They lose attraction. They take you for granted. They cheat. They leave. Why? Because you gave them everything. There's no mystery left, no chase left, no thirst left. The dark reality. Gracián isn't being cruel. He's showing you the mechanics of human psychology. We are wired to value scarcity. When something is abundant, air, water, a doormat of a person, we ignore it. When something is scarce, gold, diamonds, someone who has boundaries, we chase it. The fix. Strategic incompleteness. Be excellent, be helpful, be valuable, but never be finished. In the workplace, solve 90% of the problem, not 100%. Keep one key piece of knowledge to yourself. Be helpful, but never instantly available. Make them need you for the final 10%. In friendship, be supportive, but have boundaries. Say no sometimes. Don't solve every problem, let them struggle. Be occasionally unavailable. In relationships, maintain your own hobbies and friends. Keep some mystery. Don't share everything. Don't be 100% predictable. Let them wonder about you sometimes. As long as they're slightly thirsty, they'll never turn their back on you. Some of you are angry right now. You're typing in the comments. This is so cynical. This is manipulation. I just want to be myself. Fine, be yourself. Be the wounded finger that everyone bumps into. Be the person who talks too much and wonders why no one listens. Be the well that everyone uses and abandons. See how that works out for you. But here's the truth. Gracián didn't write this book for evil people. Evil people already know this stuff. They use it instinctively. He wrote this for you. The good person, the honest person, the naive person. He wanted to give you armor so you could survive in a world that doesn't play fair. The world is beautiful, but it's also a battlefield. And on a battlefield, ignorance is not innocence. Ignorance is suicide. You have 3 choices. Choice 1, close this now. Go back to being a victim. Keep wondering why life isn't fair. Keep getting used to it. Keep getting discarded. Choice 2, apply these 3 maxims today. Bandage your wounded finger. Chain your wild tongue. Leave them thirsty. Choice 3, go deeper. Read The Art of Worldly Wisdom. Study all 300 maxims. Become the person who sees through the masks. The choice is yours, but understand this. The game is already being played. The only question is whether you're going to play it consciously or get played. Class dismissed.